Hello everyone, my name is Oldish22, your old man. He's back for another Attack on Titan. This is season 4, part 1. Um, I'm going to do a non-spoiler first, and then spoilers after. So I will warn when I'm done with the non-spoilers. Something I want to do so if people haven't watched it yet, I can give them an idea of what the season is and stuff like that. So they can watch like part of the video. And if they haven't watched it, then we'll do the spoilers. So we're gonna do non-spoiler right now. Just gonna give you like my what I liked about the show and stuff like that. Just for this first part. This is season 4, part 1. If you have not watched any other seasons, you should definitely watch it. Super, super good. Anyways, Attack on Titan, season 4, part 1. I have to say, this anime, definitely story. I feel like the story is top tier for like this is like a top 5. To me, it's like a top 5 story of like all time of any animes I've seen. I don't know what that list looks like, but I really like the twists, the turns, and um how they fill I guess like the holes. If you watch the first seasons, you got a lot of questions and stuff like that. And this season, they fill those. Um, they do a really good job throughout each episode, and you will be confused on the first like 5 episodes. Like right away, you'll be confused. This is a non-spoiler review right now, so can't tell you. But yeah, you will be confused in the first couple episodes. I will say, I like the action in it. I like the twists and turns in it. The animation is kind of a hit and miss. And I just wonder if like because they switched studios from season 3 to season 4, which I love. I love both. I love Wit Studio and I love Mappa there that does Jujutsu Kaisen, which was an amazing thing. I don't know if they were just like didn't have as much time for this part 1, um, because there is like CGI ish scenes, which I just don't think I have to go back and watch season 3 to compare it to season four's animation. But I could tell with the Titan parts here, non spoilers or anything, that there is a little CGI like animation. There is a difference. I just wonder if they didn't have much time. But we found out that the next season, part 2, is coming out the winter. They're gonna have more time, I think. And I think they're gonna really do an excellent job. That's just my feelings on it. Is it bad? I don't think it's bad. I honestly don't think it's bad. Is it top tier though? It's not top tier in my opinion. After watching Jujutsu Kaisen, it's not top tier. Can it be top tier for the part 2? I hope so. I really do, and I think they'll do an excellent job. I know this is like a debate between people have been like arguing about like their animation. They still did a really good job. I just don't think it's top tier. I think it's like a really good job. It's not excellent. Um, I also liked for the first for this first part. I like the music, but I kind of miss the older music. They still have good music in this part, but I kind of miss the old for like from the first 3 seasons. The Attack on Titan music. It's still really really good. Just kind of miss the old. They just didn't use it as much, and I think it could have worked out for like some parts on that. I've seen people debate about this too. Just my personal opinion. I would love like I still think like season 1 is my favorite like background music for Attack on Titan. I just think it was like top tier. This one is still good, just not as good. Um, but overall, the strongest point is um the strongest point in this series to me is the story. The first, I really can't talk non spoiler because, well, one right off the bat, it's like it sets up a scene. You're gonna find out a lot more about Rainer and his past is all I'll say. And you're gonna find out they set up a scene here. It's so hard to do non-spoilers. That's why I haven't been doing them. But it's really good. I like highly recommend it. I mean, if you watch the first 3 seasons, I already imagine you're watching season 4. But if you haven't watched any of them yet, and you're at this point, yeah, I think keep going on. I guess I can't talk non spoilers. It's hard to do because it's later season. Maybe I should think about actually doing spoilers and non spoilers, but. I guess I'll just give you that's my basic thoughts overall. Just I like all the crazy twists and turns it has. It has a lot of them. I love how the story, the characters. It's like chess pretty much in this season. It's very good though. Highly recommend. So that's all I got. It's not the best non-spoiler. I'm sorry. It's something I'm gonna have to learn how to do. I think it's better when like I watch like a first season I can kind of set up. But Attack on Titan has so many. Like like you'll see when I go into the spoilers here if you're watching still. Has so many twists, turns, and it's crazy. But anyways, I would give this season a 9 out of 10. I think the story is really strong in this one, and it has a lot. It's cool to see them fill those holes that we've been wanting. A lot of questions that you had before. It fills them really nicely, and you're like, "Holy crap! Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. It's a very well written story, and yeah, I highly recommend it. So that is my non-spoiler review. Now, just heads up, I'm going to talk spoilers now, which now I can just spill it all out. So, spoilers. Spoiler warning. If you're still watching this, you've been warned. Okay. Okay. So spoilers of Attack on Titan season 4. All right. So right off the bat, we get Reiner. They focus on Reiner for the first 5. I think it's the first 5 episodes focus on Reiner, right? And we finally get the story why Reiner, what they did, why they attacked the town in the first season, the very first episode. Why did Reiner go and attack? Well, they were looking for the founding Titan. And it's kind of interesting because Reiner had they had a situation happen where I can't remember the kid's name, but it was their leader that died, and that they wanted to retreat back, but Reiner said no, we have to continue the mission because they will pretty much beat us up because the Marlins, they're pieces of crap pretty much. It's still okay. I don't want to jump into that, but anyways, so Reiner made this decision that we have to do it. We have to carry out the mission. They didn't want to, but they did. The Colossal Titan and Reiner both went attacked the town. It's cool that we found that out because, like, right away when you start the season, you're like, "What is going on?" Because they're attacking another like country, and like the first episode. Then I even had to ask, and they're like, "Oh, it's like what? I think it's a 4-year time skip from season 3 to season 4." So right off the bat, you'd be really confused. But we get Reiner's part and what he's going through, and like how he feels about his decision. Which I'm still wondering because, I mean, Reiner is at the end of his life too. Like it seems like like Aaron's at the end of his life. He only lived so long for the Titans, right? And then Zeke is at his end of his life, and Reiner. But I like the first 5 with Reiner. We got all that we needed to see out of him. Pretty much, it kind of like finished his story up, and we kind of see a little bit of Annie's story, and it was really nice to see. And then we get to the crazy part is when, which is still mind-blowing to me because it's funny because I remember on Twitter, I was reading stuff, and a lot of people were like, where is Aaron at? Because the first like 5-ish episodes, you don't see him. Well, when Reiner, they have like this, where all the world leaders and everything they're meeting up and everything, and they're kind of going to be finally at peace, I think, if I remember correctly. And like the head family dude was telling a story about like how the Titans were, like I think he told the true story if I'm correct. I'm gonna have to go back because it's been week to week. It's hard to remember everything. I plan on rewatching the whole series once this is all said and done. Actually, I might even do it now before part two comes out, so I'm all like up to date and everything's fresh and everything because I've been watching so much anime. Um, but yeah, so that top family guy and they planned to attack. Aaron and all of them planned an attack on the Marlins. The Marlins are the ones they control Eldians, which they control like Zeke, Rayner. They got like these new recruits, and we're learning. You learn all of their like how their system, how they're brainwashed and everything. And like Gabby, and especially Gabby. Oh, Gabby. Um, but anyways, they brainwash it, and it's crazy to see the Eldians fighting Eldians, right? Maryland's somehow they got a group of them because obviously they want power because Eldians are the only ones that can have Titan powers, and they use it as a military, and they use their own families as prisoners pretty much. And what I'm getting to is that so Aaron went to attack the town because they have a plan, which you slowly figure out this plan, which you know I have a big theory about it for the very end. They kind of said it a little bit at this last episode that I just watched tonight, but so when they attack, this is where he kills the main leader dude, and you get the Warhammer Titan, which the Warhammer Titan I thought was pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool power. I'm kind of curious if we're gonna see more of it. If Aaron will use the Warhammer Titan abilities, I would like to see that. It's the only time we've seen the Warhammer fight, right? And like what it can do and stuff like that, which was really really cool. Um, with Aaron fighting the Warhammer Titan, and that's when they all come in and they got to go save Aaron. And it's funny too because Aaron always gets put in the situations, and you know they're always saving Aaron, and they do talk about this. Is like we always save. Someone always dies or something always happens when they save Aaron. And God, this is gonna be a longer video, but there's so much to talk about. But so they go and they go in. They're saving Aaron. Aaron actually gets the Warhammer Titan, which is funny because he used the Jaw Titan there, which the Jaw Titan's there, and uses it as like a nutcracker. Kills the Warhammer Titan, eats the Warhammer Titan. So now he has 3 Titans, and I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy like battle because both sides. I mean, just people. It's pretty much. It's interesting because it's pretty much the same thing that happened in the first episode of Attack on Titan. What happened in their town is when Reiner. It's cool because they filled those holes. Reiner came, attacked the town. They pretty much did the same thing to them. Aaron did. He just went in there. He busted it in. I mean, even Arminen using the Colossal Titan destroyed like half the city. Like just killed countless amount of people. They pretty much did the same thing that the Marlins did to them back in the day. And it's crazy to see like how it's going and stuff like that. But anyways, so after this fight is pretty much done, they're escaping. Lots of people die. And then I was so mad at this episode. We all know, or you guys definitely know, you guys and girls definitely know that the one where why was that guy hanging out of the that blimp there, like they're pretty much celebrating that they have won, and there's a girl named Gabby who is so brainwashed, which that's what they do, they brainwash. She is an Eldian, but she's so brainwashed that they are devils, they are terrible people. And it's crazy because throughout the season that we see how crazy they are brainwashed, which I'll talk about a little bit later on, which is with that professor guy, the one that had the beast titan before with Rainer, which it's crazy how brainwashed they are. I guess I'll give you the example. Like this professor guy that Zeke there. It's before Zeke had the Beast Titan, and he was talking to the guy that had the Beast Titan. When he had a family that um they were Marlins and he was Eldian, and when they found out that he was Eldian, the mom took the kid's life and her life because they found out that he was an Eldian. That's how crazy they're brainwashed. It's insane. So just that's the pure example. And where was I at here? So they're attacking. And it's crazy to think too. I just want to say because I kind of skipped it, but when Zeke was fighting, when this whole war was going on, the battle at Marlins there, when Zeke was fighting and Levi came to attack Zeke, it was crazy because I was like, because like Levi like one shot him, like that first fight didn't go that way, so it wouldn't be that easy. Which later on you find out in the blimp, Zeke is on that ship. They got some plan, worked with Aaron in that time, so you're kind of like confused and everything. But anyways, back to the guy that was supposedly defending, which there's a lot of people that can be blamed on that blimp. I mean, like Gene, Coney, like they should have brought that guy in and they should have shut the door because Gabby is the same kind of character that Aaron was as a kid. Gabby just seen all her people get destroyed, killed, and she wants revenge. She's seen her friends get just like completely obliterated, pretty much like stomped on everything. Everyone's just seen everyone die, and she's like losing her mind pretty much. The only thing she's thinking is revenge. So her and then Falco, like Falco's the only one that Falco's the only one that he knows that makes sense. I mean, he was down there talking to Rainer and Aaron was asking him the tough questions. Like, Aaron is not bullshit. He does not bullshit throughout this whole entire season. But, man, it still hurts. Still hurts. But, anyways, Gabby shoots the guy off the blimp that was defending. He's hanging down, whatever. You guys have seen the scenes if you watched it. And she gets up there, and out of everyone in that blimp, she shot Potato Girl. I was so mad. I'm like, could have took anyone else. Like Coney, I would have been a little bit mad. Would have been a little bit mad. Gene, he's all right. I'm not a huge Gene fan, but he's all right. But Potato Girl, that's one of my favorite characters. I mean, they literally took the light of Attack on Titan. She was like the light. She made it like fun, goofy. She made you laugh throughout the series, even though it's a dark, very serious series. But she was the light of the series, and they crumbled that, and I was like, what? So I'm still mad about that that scene. But anyways, so we got the that's the war arc, right? And then we got Zeke, they're bringing back Zeke and stuff, and they're separating Zeke from Aaron because they think that they have some secret plan, which they do. And you find out, it's kind of interesting because once that happens, you find out they go back the 4 years because they've been preparing this plan for so long that Zeke and Aaron were planning. I mean, they have to meet with each other. They did meet in Marlin, but it's interesting because we're trying to figure out like, okay, especially like what is their plan? Like throughout the whole time, we're getting this previous 4 years where they're filling the holes and everything, and they slowly build it up and they finally catch it towards the end of this season, where we kind of got like everything that is going on. And pretty much just the short of it, because I don't want to make this a super, super, super long video, because I'm already at 20 minutes. But the idea of their plan, because if I'm correct, Zeke is royal blood and his daughter is royal blood. I'm pretty sure they said that's her daughter. That's his daughter, Yellen. Not 100% sure on that though. I can't remember now if it is or not. But anyways, so they need like royal blood. They need the founding titan, and Zeke's plan is to, because the founding titan can switch the way the Eldians like work, I guess. So like they're pretty much planning pretty much not having kids, right? So I I'm thinking Zeke's plan, and it's kind of crazy too. And like their plan is pretty much to um erase the Eldians, because then the Eldians will be free. Because the Eldians have always lived this like pretty much terrible life, because they're always in war. People want their powers. It's always a power thing, and they're thinking, well, we can end all this if we pretty much end the race. If they end the Eldian race, they don't have to worry, right? They do not have to worry anymore. I'm wondering, the only thing I don't know is, I guess if they end the race and they can't, because if they can't have kids, and that's why I'm wondering if like Eren went to attack, Marlin, and attacked all the world leaders and everything, because the world is going to attack them. I don't know if this is true, but like if the world leaders come and attack them, then most of the Eldians will probably die in that island, and then um sorry, I'm thinking, so that end the island, and if any of them escape, well, they can't have kids, and eventually they will die out. So even if the Marlins have the Eldians even in town, they technically will all die and pass, and then we don't have to worry. And I think that will end the Titan race. I think that's Eren's plan, because Eren's plan, you got to remember, Eren's plan was always to end the Titans. It's always what he's always wanted to do. That was the first thing. I mean, ever since the very beginning. And I still believe that is his overall goal. But this time he's going to take out the whole race. I mean, it would end the time. I mean, he would complete his mission. That was the case. Unfortunately, it will take. I still believe, because like later on we get a lot of like between Gabby. Gabby's like caught too. And at first I really hate Gabby, but I understand why she is the way she is. Is this a really good written character? I still don't like her, but like I understand her side, because I mean she's doing the same thing technically Eren has done, and it's unfortunate that's just how war goes, right? There's no really wins. Both lose. So yeah, and it's very interesting, because then we get later on, we find out that Eren has like his own crew and the Jaegerists, and they're kind of taking over the military of the island. I mean, I feel like that's all kind of the plan, and Eren, he's kind of got the motion of his plan. He's got to go meet Zeke, which we got Levi and Zeke is trying to get out of Levi's, which is crazy. Levi is he's an absolute boss. Zeke had him drink all the spinal fluid that was in the wine. We found that out, and we're like, oh crap. And then he can turn them into Titans when he does the yell, and he does that. And then, unfortunately, he turns Levi's all his commanders, and unfortunately, Levi, just being a badass, takes them all out. And we get Zeke. There's so much to talk about. It's crazy. For 16 episodes, it's so packed. And how much information we got, because now I'm thinking like even Zeke's like past life, we can finally get to see it, like what his whole plan was. And that's what Zeke wants to, pretty much, he wants to free the Eldians and stuff like that. You find out about his dad and everything, that his dad used him as a tool, and he was not as a dad. And Zeke was trying to impress him and stuff like that, but he just didn't have he wasn't like the fastest, the strongest, or anything like that, but he was a pretty smart dude, and he played catch with the old like beast side, and that's where I was coming in. referencing the how brainwashed they were. And Zeke, that's where Zeke came up with the plan. We found out that and everything with his past, and it was interesting because like then you understand Zeke as well. Like everyone has, it's kind of crazy because like everyone has good plans. It's kind of like it reminds me of like Thanos. Thanos thinks he's a hero for what he is doing, like his whole mission too, right? Which you can kind of see, and you're like, okay, I kind of see what you're saying. But and it's just like this, like it's like Aaron and Zeke's. Like I see it. I don't know if that's the actual answer or not. Like, yeah, it would free the people, but unfortunately, they have to all die, and this whole race has to die because, and it's probably true because war would never, like, people would always go for the powers. They would be so strong, what they could do, and with like the technology going and stuff like that, they could probably, I mean, there always will be Titans, and they could turn the people into Titans. They already had that serum and everything where the Marines, if they had the Eldians, they would literally, like, if they messed up in Marlin, that they would bring them to the island. That's how we found out where all the random Titans were. They'd find out and they would kick them over the wall, or they'd put a serum in them, which is like the Titan serum, and then they'd be like the dead brain Titans. And that's how we found out that it's so crazy. It's such a well written story. Um, it's answering like every question because like when you get too many questions in a story, right? Sometimes like one of my favorite series is Lost. Lost to me is a really good series, but I wasn't completely filled because Lost didn't answer all my questions. It just left it like let you think about it kind of thing. Like how do you think it is and everything. So like you just have to wonder. It's kind of like Inception at the end, like the spinny top. Is he still in? Is he in reality? Is he in dream world? Like they leave it open. And I'm glad Attack on Titan is actually answering pretty much all the questions. And at the end of the season, which I just finished the final episode, it's pretty much we got everything. I see the plan, everything. Now I just want to know how does it end. There's a lot more that I could talk about, but I don't want to make this an insane long video. It's already almost a half hour. But there's a lot to talk about in this series. I'm trying to make sure. I'm just thinking if I'm missing anything. I like with Aaron being hard on his friends. That was very interesting with Armin. But I feel like Aaron is so sold on the idea and has probably no other plan on like how things would be fixed and that he could free him by racing the Eldian race. And it was really tough. And finding out with Mikasa and Armin when like Aaron was beating the shit out of Armin, I was like, dude, like I'm hoping like Aaron still cares, but I don't know. He's kind of like a grayish character right now. Like I can't tell which way he wants to go. I feel like deep down he's still Aaron that cares about his friends and everything and just wants them to be free. I mean, because that's kind of his whole thing, but unfortunately he has to do this thing, so he's just so sold on this idea that it has to be this way, and I will do anything in my power for this to happen. I have no idea how it's going to end. I really don't. The last episode was really, really good. Pretty much they're getting attacked by Marlins. They're coming. And we pretty much get what's that girl? The wagon titan. I don't remember her name, but she got like captured by Aaron and stuff, but it was all planned. And the Jaw Titan attacks Aaron, eats his legs or whatever. But then Aaron goes into Titan form, and I mean Aaron knew something was up, and then we see the blimps coming in, and it pretty much it's going to be the final battle, and I cannot wait. We have to wait like 8 months. What is it, 8 months to 10 months to get the final part, which whatever, I'll wait. I hope it's I hope they get, I hope is it Mappa or Mappa? I don't know if I'm even saying it right. But anyways, I hope they get a lot more time to animate, because if you listen to the non-spoiler part, I gave the series a 9 out of 10. The reason I gave it a 9 out of 10 is because I would say the animation is really, it's good. It's not terrible or anything. I don't think it's terrible. Some people I think are highly like some people are just saying it's like terrible, it's bad, and they're like really really upset. I highly disagree with that. It is still good animation. I wouldn't say it's top tier. Like I said, after watching Jujutsu Kaisen, I feel like that's top tier. I feel like Demon Slayer is top tier. Fate Unlimited Blade Works is top tier. I didn't think this season was top tier. But what was top tier in this season was the story itself is top tier. So I give it a 9 out of 10 of that, because like especially with the music, I kind of wish we got a little bit of that older Attack on Titan. I really liked like season 1 Attack on Titan music, and I kind of wish they used it in this one. It was still good music, but that's pretty much why I give it a 9 out of 10. I would love to know your thoughts about what you thought of Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 1. What did you enjoy? Was blown away as I was? Like, honestly, this is like a very good Attack on Titan. Just like keeps rising on my list of animes as like one of my favorite of all times. Just because it's so well written. It's crazy, and I love it. And just trying to like pick everything up. This is just one season too, right? And I'm so happy that we're getting answers to a lot of questions. And I'm pretty sure the only thing I don't know is I don't know how it will end and where it will go. And I'm fine with that because I don't really have any questions and like, well, why is this or this or this? But I pretty much got all my answers. There might be one that I'm missing, but for right now, I don't think so. Anyways, though, it was a lot of fun to watch, and I cannot wait for part 2. It's gonna be a little sad too because it's gonna be over, but I think I'm gonna rewatch the whole series and get all caught up and everything, and then just enjoy part 2. So, tell me what you think down below. Appreciate it if you want to hit the like button, that'd be awesome. Or hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I got more anime reviews because I literally finished. Well, there's like 5 or 6 season endings. Final, because the winter season is pretty much over. Very good winter season of anime. Very good. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this anime review. Attack on Titan season 4, part 1. 9 out of 10. Just keep watching anime. All right, guys. Keep being yourself. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.